I tightened my grip on the steering wheel as I drove down the desolate highway. The night was dark and forbidding, and a sense of unease settled over me like a heavy fog. I had traveled this road many times before, but tonight it felt different. The forest that lined the highway seemed to encroach upon me, casting eerie shadows that played tricks on my vision. I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, as if unseen eyes were peering at me from the depths of the woods. My heart pounded in my chest, and I tried to brush off the uneasiness as mere imagination. The road grew increasingly treacherous, with cracks and potholes that jolted my car with each bump. I cursed under my breath, regretting my decision to take this alternate route. Why hadn't I stuck to the main highway like I usually did? But it was too late to turn back now. I was committed to this eerie path. Minutes turned into hours, and the silence within the car became suffocating. The only sound was the low hum of the engine and the occasional hoot of an owl in the distance. The darkness outside pressed against my sanity, filling my mind with a sense of dread. Shadows seemed to twist and writhe, taking on the forms of grotesque figures, while the trees whispered secrets that only I could hear. My eyes darted around, scanning the surroundings for any signs of danger. That's when I caught a glimpse of movement out of the corner of my eye. I jerked my head, my heart skipping a beat. But there was nothing there. Doubt gnawed at me, and I wondered if my mind was playing tricks on me, if the isolation and fatigue were pushing me closer to the edge of sanity. The miles rolled by, and exhaustion weighed heavily on my shoulders. My eyelids drooped, and my grip on the steering wheel weakened. Suddenly, my eyes widened as I saw her, a young woman standing in the middle of the road. She appeared out of nowhere, her figure illuminated by the dim headlights of my car. Her long, disheveled hair obscured her face, and she wore a tattered, blood-stained dress. I slammed on the brakes, my heart pounding in my chest. "What the hell?" I muttered, my voice quivering. I could feel my hands trembling as I stared at the woman. Panic gripped me, and I fumbled for my phone, ready to call for help. But before I could dial, she vanished into thin air, leaving me bewildered and terrified. My mind raced with questions as I sat in my car, paralyzed by fear. Who was she? Where did she come from? And more importantly, where did she go? The air inside the car grew colder, and a sense of impending doom settled over me like a suffocating blanket. I knew I couldn't stay here any longer. With trembling hands, I shifted the car into gear and accelerated down the road, desperate to put distance between myself and whatever supernatural presence I had encountered. The forest seemed to close in around me, the shadows growing darker and more menacing. I could swear I heard whispers on the wind, voices that were not of this world. The road stretched out before me, seemingly endless as I drove on, haunted by the memory of the woman in the road. I couldn't shake the feeling that I had stumbled into something far beyond my comprehension, something that defied logic and reason. And as the night wore on, the horrors of that desolate highway unfolded before me, leaving an indelible mark on my soul.